Welcome to episode 11 of this single player demo of Orb and Crown. Let's go straight to the game. So I'm just about to look at the ancient setup for this turn. They have 353 gold pieces, and I'm going to continue on my research drive. Industry is there, always a good one to get, of course, but I said I wanted to get charged, so that's what I'm going to get. Now, charge itself as a technology, as a research technology, gives cavalry and chariots +1 strike. That's its real benefit. Elites, cavalry and chariots also get 10% demoralization. So it's a pretty good technology to have, very useful. And if you've got an equestrian country like Malkan, it's an absolute must. And also the Golden Khanate needs charge as well to be effective. Now, speaking of the Golden Khanate, we saw at the end, at least I thought we saw at the end, that Chinua had been attacked. It's on 90, was preparing for war. Okay, so it's on 96% at this stage, so it will join us this turn. So maybe it wasn't attacked. That's a surprising thing. My plan actually worked. Okay, so now going over to Malkan. And I'm going to begin the attack against Castle Wretched. And it's going to cost me quite a bit to start off with, but it will fall. Okay, before I do that, let's see where my good leaders are. Well, I've only got one within range, really, haven't I? So, El Radi is a rating of 7, and this one here is a rating of 8. So, Sabah is a much better leader, but too far away. Bring Sabah up anyway, and we will make sure that I've got this on auto assist. Are there any that I don't really need? Garrison, let's do that. This garrison here, and add it in. Add these 2 units here, and I don't really need the light cavalry. They're not much use for attacking. Attach another veteran, which probably won't be usable to start off with, but will be a bit later on. Alright, let's start the attack. I'm going to start by trying to reduce some of this entrenchment here. They have an entrenchment of 4, and they've got support over here. They've got another medium humanoid unit. Okay, anyway, I'm going to attack, bring down at least 1 level of entrenchment. Bring these guys in. Of course, it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me a lot, but it will cost less and less as time goes on. And this elite unit will come in a bit later on. Start to move veterans up as well. And move my leader in a little bit closer. These guys here might be useful as a foil, if nothing else. And that is it for Malkan's turn. 168 points. I'm going to save that. Oh, actually, I'm going to make sure that diplomacy is up, and Silk Sultanate is on 51%, but they need to be at maximum diplomacy the whole time. Because once they mobilize, they will be a threat to Guatemala through the Nura Pass. They will also be useful against the Vikings. Okay, down to the Tribal League. They seem to be getting a little bit more in their points. This is because the mines are increasing their production here, and the Doom Peak mines have started their production here. So that will increase as time goes on as well. I'll have a look now that they are mobilized. Their diplomacy, they have 4 chits, so let's use them. I wonder if I've missed this in the last couple of turns. Anyway, we will put 2 into Cardia and 2 into Crowana. The southern and northern potential allegiance of the Tribal League, and I will take out the other 2 by military conquest. Because, I've got to show how tough I am as the chief ruler of the Tribal League. These guys will continue to stay out of harm's way, hopefully. Now, they're getting a long way from home. Their supply is dropping. only a point a turn, of course, but still, they need to be able to get back down to the Ancients at some point. Everything else seems to be okay. Right, let's end that turn then. Alright, Potentia is now in the game, and they are the most powerful country of the 10. So their potential is a lot. For Potentia, that makes sense, doesn't it? Sorry. Okay, so they increase their local production through the Praetoriums. They send out their troops to make sure that tax evasion is kept to a minimum, and that people are not dodging their responsibility to the military. It's a bit of an authoritarian government led by Empress Victoria, and that's where they get their military prowess from. It's very much, of course, it's based on the Roman model. It's none of these countries with their real world comparisons are meant to be slavishly aligned with the real world comparisons, but they're based on them. So Angnord, 189 gold pieces, very nice. Ang Forward, 272. See, now that Moradon's involved, it's increasing their gold pieces, and the others are getting pretty much standard production as well. Alright, so Guartenheim continues its attacks into Moradon. Who knows what it's doing in the background there. Oh, okay, so one of their sea hunters has found my 2 ships. Whether the others will join that sea hunter or not, I'm not sure. Hopefully not. That is another sky castle. The adversaries get one because there's a competition between the Skyreach cloud giants and the cloud giants of Sansuri, which is the one that adjoins Mittelheim. So, ooh, that was a nasty attack. Right, and now the castle bastion has fallen as well. Yeah, so those 2 cloud giant units have a competition, and so when the cloud giants join Angnord, then the other ones, Sansuris, make sure that they are not left out, and she's very, very much a vainglorious giant, and she gets involved as well. All of that comes out of Storm King's Thunder, the Dungeons and Dragons module. So that's what it's based on. Okay, now I saw a lot of stuff happening there. I saw countries that were Chinois become an ally, Beegwolf has become an ally, right? So now I've got a southern flank to attack Draka from. And we've had 3 different countries have moved towards the adversaries, just as our diplomacy movements are quite significant, so are theirs. So those 3 countries have moved. Right, those veterans that I built earlier on have now become available, so they need a little bit of time to prepare, so I'll put them up here. Laramir and the large giants, the large humanoids, have joined, ready for this attack against Lorongo. Now, at this time of the year, the 11th month, the weather starts to turn, and so I really have to make sure that I have clear weather to get through to Lorongo. Now, let's have a look at what we've got going on up here. We saw Draka attack the giants here. I was lucky to keep them, but as I said before, if they were to be lost, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because they're going to leave when Draka is defeated anyway. I've got Beegwolf elves down here who can attack up directly towards Morbright, and Ang Ford is attacking from the west. So Draka's days are numbered, but there's still a little bit of, well, quite a bit of fight in him before that actually occurs. Alright, now how to go about attacking them. I need to do a bit of spotting. So let's see if there's anything in Crow's Hold. I'll use the Sky Castle to have a bit of a reconnoiter. And yes, the Vikings are there. Okay, so I can see that now. That's good. I can use these giants for a bit of reconnaissance. Right, so we have a veteran unit in Goodrich. Let's see if there's anything down here. No, that looks okay. All right, so I'm going to attack Crow. Check my attachments. That's okay. That's okay. Yep, we seem to be all right. Attack with the infantry unit first. Try and get those giants move out. I'll do that. Attack with the crystallites. Just one attack there, and I'll move on to attack the Vikings in Crow's Hold, the fortress itself, because I believe that if I bring up this relatively weak unit here, I'll be able to take Crow out, the Crow garrison out, and be able to move against these guys here. And that would allow me to almost take Crow's Hold. Alright, so I've got Crow, will take Crow's Hold next turn, and need to start preparing to get back Goodrich. How dare they think they can keep my best port city. Now we have fanfare and pomp as we find Amund returning to Castile. And in their haste to leave the city, they've left behind the Scepter of Might, which is one of the pieces of the Emerald Imperium, of course, the reasons for the victory conditions that we've got. Alright, so I'll move the dragon up. They could actually attack. Let's see what happens. I'm going to attack the air unit up here, the equivalent of the fighters, to see what happens. Alright, a bit non-committal about that, but I have spotted Draka now, and he's going to hover around where the hill giants are, very much beneath him. You know, this sort of environment is it's very poor. What he's concerned, what he's used to, this is really not good. Right, I don't know how much to put into these. I don't think I need to put a lot of gold pieces into these elves, because Draka is looking pretty weak already. So I'll go up here, take Shrewsbury, and just have a bit look. He's just got the giants in Moorbright. That's not going to be enough. So in that case, I'm just going to move them, because the Big Wolf elves will leave the war once Draka has been defeated. So there's not really any point in me putting lots of gold pieces into them. Amherst is going to continue to move. And let's see how far can we get. Not very. And just smack away at these guys, knowing that the dragon is way over here. I would be a little bit more circumspect if the dragon was anywhere nearby. I'll just leave the undead there. If they were to move into any of these blue hatched hexes, they would lose, I think it's 2 to 3 points each turn that they stay there from the spiritual guardians attacking them. Alright, so down to Angford with its 294, and I'm going to leave it there for the next video. Okay, thanks for watching. Next time.